Good evening. It's Pastor Dave Schreffler, pastor at Zion Lutheran Church in Hummelstown. Time for us to do a gander at the gospel, time to see how God might be calling us through his word. This Sunday is Christ the King. It's also known as the Reign of Christ Sunday. And the gospel lesson comes to us from the Gospel of St. John. It's the 18th chapter, verses 33 to 37. Pilate entered the headquarters again. He summoned Jesus and asked him, "Are you the king of the Jews?" Jesus answered, "Do you ask this on your own, or did others tell you about me?" Pilate replied, "I'm not a Jew, am I? Your own nation and the chief priests have handed you over to me. What have you done?" Jesus answered, "My kingdom is not from this world. If my kingdom were from this world, my followers would be fighting to keep me from being handed over to the Jews. But as it is, my kingdom is not from here." Pilate asked him, "So you are a king?" Jesus answered, "You say that I am a king. For this I was born, and for this I came into the world, to testify to the truth. Everyone who belongs to the truth listens to my voice." This is the gospel of the Lord. Well, so I've put my mask on because we have a guest with us tonight. I've invited a king to come here tonight, and so, King, can you tell everybody who you are? I am King Never King Guesser. King Never King Guesser? That's your name? Yeah, King Never King Guesser. That's my name. And I have a story to tell about Jesus and Pilate. Well, I'm going to step out of the way here, and I'll give you the full camera view, and you want to go ahead and share your story. Go ahead. Oh, thank you very much. Let me clear my throat there. Okay. Dr. Seuss wrote a story about Mulberry Street. He said, "That's a story that no one can beat." Well, I have a story to tell you today, an homage to Seuss, a Grinch kind of play. Hey, King Never King Guesser, what happened to your voice? What do you mean, what happened to my voice? It's okay. Never mind. Just go ahead. Dr. Seuss was a poet, a legend in his time. His rhymes were exquisite, much snappier than mine. Yes, I like to write, but I am no poet, and after this sermon, well, everyone will know it. So this message will rhyme, and I hope it will teach, and no matter the style, I think it can preach. I will start with a story about Jesus and Pilate. The Passover was here, and there's almost a riot, because when the Jews gathered, the crowds were gigantic. The potential for problems made old Pilate frantic. Pilate was governor for half a score, no less. That's 1/2 of 20. No reason to guess. And during his reign, there were Pilate riots galore. The Jews hated the Romans, their taxes, and more. The Jews also hated being told how to live. So under Pilate's reign, well, something must give. So when Pilate asked Jesus if a king, then what kind, Pilate pressed for an answer. Would it ease his mind? When was the last time you felt pressure abounding? Was it Christmas, a funeral where your temples were pounding? Or maybe it was family with the turkey and the dressing. Too much family and football and holiday stressing. Or maybe it is work that causes you stress, your coworkers whose lives are always a mess. Or maybe it was a death that makes this time sad. So holidays do nothing but make you feel bad. When faced with such stress, we need to renew our faith life if our relationship with God is askew. But hold on, let's back up and return to our text. Let's find out why Pilate is feeling so vexed. Did you say vexed? Yeah, I said vexed. Why? What does vexed mean? Oh, he was puzzled, confused. He was feeling vexed. All right, never mind. Pilate asked Jesus, "Tell me, are you a king?" Jesus answered, "Why, sir, do you ask such a thing?" Pilate says, "Your people have handed you over. What have you done to be such a bother?" Pilate asked the question, "Jesus, are you a king?" Today we ponder and we ask the same thing. Do we live our lives as if under Jesus' reign? Is he king of our lives or king only in name? Death is the common denominator. It's true. No one can escape the grim reaper's purview. Nothing, not surgery, not money or prayers, can slow that steady march up those heavenly stairs. Pilate asks, "What is truth?" desperately looking to find some meaning about Jesus to ease his mind. But for Jesus, the cross is his statement of love, a part of God's blessings that flow from above. My prayer is this: if your life is on edge, take time each day to remember our pledge. Actually, more than a pledge, it's a confession that stands as our statement of truth here in Martin Luther land. These creeds state our faith, our beliefs, who we are. We are people of the cross, and it begins with a star. And soon we will gather at his table of grace. If Jesus is your king, then live out your faith. But how do I live out my faith, you might say? Well, take time each day to discern and to pray. It is true, God is love, and this is our vision, to love and to serve all people. That's our mission. Too many people are lost and forgotten by a world that sees them as sinful and rotten. So remember one thing from my poetic stand, that loving your neighbor is part of God's plan. Love God and neighbor. It is Jesus' command. What kind of a king is Jesus, you ask? His reign should influence each thought and task. His kingdom is heavenly. Upon the cross he was placed, but death was destroyed by the empty tomb of grace. Remember, we can't choose to whom we show grace. When we do, we miss seeing Jesus in their face. So when we see all the blessings we favor, we stop and give thanks to Jesus, our King and Savior. Thanks should flow when we receive this gift. Thanks should flow though our lives seem adrift. Thanks should flow like water cascading from above, flowing through our lives from our King of love. You have heard the truth. Jesus is King. Now live it, proclaim it. Let your words sing. The truth is priceless, one you must treasure. It is a gift whose value is impossible to measure. So that is the end of my sermon of rhyme. I know you're happy to see it end this time. So Christ is King, and happy Thanksgiving, my friends. Now join me in saying a rousing amen. Hey, well, thank you very much there, King Never Can Guesser. That was a great little rhyme that you had. Folks, I hope this gander at the gospel was helpful to you, and I hope you have a great Thanksgiving and a good Christ the King Sunday. Goodbye, King Never Can Guesser. Goodbye, King. Goodbye, goodbye, goodbye.